It's enough to grieve the passing of your parent, but then you got to go in and get their estate clear, and you got to look for information. You got to do all of this stuff. That is a bit much. Hello, I'm April Brown with Zelken Financial Services, LLC, and I'm back with the tip, today's illuminated point. So I want to talk about holiday cheer, my life and wishes. So just recently I was in my car riding and I heard a commercial talk about holiday, holiday season, and how it's supposed to be time that you spend with your family and your loved ones. And it actually got me to thinking about the holiday season and cheer. So everywhere I look, that's all I see. Holiday season is about spending time with family, celebrating cheer with friends. It's the gift giving to others and those less fortunate. So when I think about the holiday season, it actually reminds me of those folks that I've lost. I lost both my parents in December. And so for me, this time of the year isn't really cheerful and, joyful. It's just an opportunity for me to think about those that I've lost and I miss at this time of the year. And so my mother actually loved Christmas. This was her favorite holiday of all. She was, her whole thing was, let's decorate, let's do this, let's do that. And I was like, okay, fine. As a kid, you're always happy about it. But as I got older, I was like, yeah. Okay. And so I think about her in this time of the year. One of the things that comes to mind for me is a story I want to tell. This was her first year in divinity school. She had come home for the holidays. And when she got home, she looked around the house and she was like, oh, so I see we didn't decorate. And I was like, yeah, no, we didn't. And so I'm wearing this sweatshirt to homage to my mother because, yes, she did graduate from Yale Divinity School. Hence why I'm wearing the shirt. However, she was not happy that there were no Christmas decorations put up. She was just looking at me like, what? And I was like, and I'm not doing it. And she was like, but I don't want a tree. And I was like, yeah, sorry. So my mother was pouting for the entire time she was home. Christmas Eve, I worked. I get off of work at 6 p.m. in the evening. I go home, I change, I run back out. The surprise was there was a Christmas tree selling lot around the corner. They had already closed, and they actually had like a lot box that said, leave the money, it's an honor code, take whatever tree you want. So I picked the biggest tree, left the money, picked the biggest tree. Come home, I said, got a surprise. I pull out the tree. My mother was like, oh my God. So we spent all night decorating. She was in such a cheerful mood, so she wasn't pouting anymore. And so for me, I remember waking up Christmas Day, music playing, she's cooking breakfast, and she was just in the mood and just very happy and just like, I love Christmas. And so that is one of my fondest memories of her as an adult. And so after my mother's passing in December of 2017, what struck me the most was getting her estate finalized, and that was quite the ordeal. I didn't have a lot of time because my mother was on the West Coast, and I had to go in, get things done, and get out. And so I had a limited time to take care of everything. But what I was grateful for was all her important documents were located in one place. She did tell me that. However, the real work happened was when I had to actually comb through every piece of paper to determine what was important and what was not important. And so recently, I got introduced to something called My Life and Wishes. And what it does is it helps you build a complete end-of-life plan. What it focuses on is where to find all the important documents, the medical information. It's got personal, family. It's got all these different categories that you put the information in, and basically kind of a section where you're knowing what their wishes are and so much more. And what I remember thinking about hearing this was, if I had only had this for my mother, this would have made my job so much easier. It's enough to grieve the passing of your parent, but then you got to go in and get their estate clear, and you got to look for information. You got to do all of this stuff. That is a bit much. So I remember before my mother got sick, I was saying to her, listen, I need you to get your estate taken care of so I'll know where to find everything, what's important, what's not, so on and so forth. And I harassed the hell out of her about it. And yes, I harassed her because she said I harassed her. And I was just like, listen, I'm the only one. I'm your only child. I need to know. But after a while, my mother wasn't interested in doing what I asked, and so I just stopped asking. After my mother's death, I remember distinctly having this conversation with anybody who would listen to me, which was estate planning. Make sure your family is doing it. Not just for you, for your parents. It's really important because what you don't want to have to do is find the paperwork or find the documents. You don't want to have to comb through everything. What you don't want to have to do is just try to scramble to figure it out. So I say to folks, if the holiday season is about family, shouldn't you give the gift of something like my life and my wishes? Wouldn't that be the gift? Wouldn't that be the best gift? Because if you give that, it's just not for you, it's also for your family. And then they know where to find everything in one location and in one spot, and they don't have to worry or try to figure out X, Y, and Z. So I hope you got something out of this. Please like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. I am April Brown with Zelken Financial Services, LLC. And until the next time, have a great day.